Alrighty, welcome court. Today is our November 19th, 5 o'clock work session. Please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. I believe we have Pastor Green with us. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Thank you for being with us tonight.
My name is Richard Green. I'm a member of the Catholic faith community of Good Shepherd, and I'm representing the Frankfurt Interfaith Council. Let's each of us take a moment right now to acknowledge the very real presence here among us of our loving and compassionate God. We thank you, beloved Creator, for being with us. We proclaim you as the soul of our souls and as the source of all goodness. We thank you for the dedication and perseverance of these, our Frankfurt County elected officials. Inspire each of these officials as they go about this evening's important work of tending to the needs of your people here in Franklin County. We pray that you enlighten, guide, strengthen, and console each of them as they go about this evening's business. We ask that you keep them and ourselves doing all that you want us to do. And all God's people say, Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Appreciate you coming in tonight. Alrighty, public comments. Do we have any public comments with us tonight? See no public comments. We're going to go ahead and jump to the road department update. How you doing this evening, Mike?
Pretty good. How about you?
We're doing well. Thank you for being here.
Thought he was supposed to have me some pictures coming
Just
up.
talk.
All right.
It's kind of like
Well,
this, you speak and it happens.
All right. This week we put an entrance in out on Chenal Road, and me being new here, I found out leaves play a big part in Franklin County. So pretty much we've been mow trimming some on Colston Lane when the weather permits, and that's our new wash pad we got put in. We had our hoop barn put up, so pretty much we've been doing leaves, a little mow trimming. That's about took care of this week.
So let's talk a little bit of snow. You and I have talked individually, so why don't you just kind of let the court know where you all, I know you've been talking to some of your key people down there about snow route, salt, things like that. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we've sat down with the two road foremen and put together all new snow routes for everybody, and the guys are getting familiar with them. Travis and them guys been getting all of our snow equipment up and running, so everything's going pretty good on that part. I think we're pretty close to ready.
Good deal. All righty. What what questions do we have for the road department tonight? Squire Sebastian. I was going to say, we can't let him off that easy tonight,
No. Well, actually, I don't have a question. I just want to say welcome. I wasn't physically in the room for your first meeting, so
All right,
glad
appreciate
to have
that.
you and real
Yes, ma'am.
excited about what you can do with a great team that you got.
Yep.
Good deal. All righty. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All righty. Next, we're going to have Ms. Cartwright come up. I believe we have, is Krista on? Did I see her somewhere? Yeah. Andrew is there she is. Okay, so, alrighty. Hello, thank you for being with us. So this is, wanted to kind of talk to everybody a little bit about public relations proposal. We had talked as a court during the budget season about putting money in our budget to potentially hire a company to kind of manage a lot of our public relations things, and I don't think it's meant to be like to react on something that might happen like today. It's more of a long-term year plan as far as things that the fiscal court is doing as a whole, county government's doing as a whole. So I'm going to turn it over to you, and why don't y'all just go ahead and go.
I'm not going to go through the entire proposal because it was emailed. Did all of you receive it and have time to look over it? Okay. So what we really want to do is get ahead of any bad press and tell the positive stories of progress. We're going to be like your PR consulting firm. If you have emergencies, I know that was brought up in the last meeting. If you all have anything going on, you can always, anytime, send it to the radio stations. We put it on air immediately. So this is not to address those things. This is just to get ahead of any negative stuff by doing podcasting. So I can kind of break it down for you all. We have a big plan here. The audio solution would be podcasting, which is $225 a month. We have a monthly radio schedule, 48 times a month, $480. And that's something you can always add on to if you wanted to do more radio commercials, to get it on more than one station, to get the word out to more people. Content writing, we will do a 1-hour monthly meeting. That's $125 a month to discuss what you want to put in your content. We have our own content writer who is in this packet you saw, and she does 2 content pieces each month for $500. Kristen is going to be the one that is actually overseeing all of this. She's on the Zoom if we have any questions. Our social media management team will develop and maintain an editorial calendar. And the calendar is just to make sure you all are putting something out there every month. Make sure you're doing a podcast. Make sure you're doing your monthly commercials to get ahead of anything negative, or to just put positive out there. And it's not just the court. This is anything in Franklin County. If it's Thornhill, if it's Wanda Joyce Robinson, whatever it might be, the new Target shopping center, the important things that you feel you need to talk about. Doesn't have to be court related. So we will also create and post 8 strategic posts per month based on that calendar. In coordination with all of that, we're going to do consulting, and that would be Ms. Kristen Cantrell herself doing the consulting for $520 a month. She will coordinate all elements of this proposal, meet with local media, FPB, State Journal, and have a monthly strategy session with whoever you deem you want to make those decisions as to what is deemed, I don't know, most important that you want to get out to the public. Do you all have questions?
I'm going to ask Ms. Cantrell, do you want to go ahead and say a few words since you're on with us before we open it up for questions?
Sure. I just want to add to what Christine outlined for you is that I know that I believe that the court would like to have eventually at some point a full-time public relations or public information director or something along that line. But that's an expensive person performing at the level that you want them to perform at. This is meant to get you there someday. So if you use us for a year or 2 years to create the blueprint and the playbook of how we can be proactive about telling the story of the county, then we have something to hand off to someone and they can take it and run with it. And you can build up over time to have the budget to be able to afford that kind of person, because you can't hire them for $20,000 or $30,000 a year. That's a much more expensive person. So this is not meant to be a permanent solution. This is a bridge to the future. It's, to me, bigger than any one representative of the county or the fiscal court. It's meant to tell the story, and there's so many good stories going on in Franklin County that we want to make sure that that information is getting out to the public. It makes, when it's a tough story that we have to tell, it makes those stories easier to get through to the public and be ahead of. So I just wanted to say this is meant to be a stepping stone, a growth pattern towards having a full-time person that would do this eventually at some point. And that wouldn't be us. We're not a full-time public relations firm. So let me be very clear about that. This is just meant to tell your story and tell it well and tell it proactively in a strategic manner. So we are getting better, a better image built for the county overall.
Thank you very much. I do know when we had talked, she had talked about, how do we decide on what material gets out there? So my thought was, if the court is good to proceed forward, that my intention would probably be a committee meeting with all of us to have a big meeting to really kind of, we could almost not say lay the year out, but we could all have input as far as what your vision is, what we think stories should be covered, and kind of get it laid out from there to move forward. So, like I said, this isn't about any one of us. And I think you said it well. This is about Franklin County, because ultimately, if we're not telling our story, somebody else is, and then, Squire Harry.
So as far as the podcast, like you said, we can split it up. If each district had something over
Yep.
a month or whatever, we can put our information in, set the podcast, and
Totally.
get our information out.
That's exactly right. Squire Tanner.
I just got some questions. Number one question is, these radio stations is listed on this brochure that I'm looking at. Is that the only ones that are used?
Yes.
So then we're gonna pay Froggy to come in here, and they should send somebody in here like the State Journal has, to take the news and take notes, but they're not ever here.
Well, we're not a
So now
news
we're gonna
channel.
pay them.
No.
Pay them to stay home, is that what we're doing?
We're not a news channel, though. They are news. Yes.
Okay, so as Chris said earlier, when there is news to be delivered, public information, yes, we do all of that for free. Anything that's sent to us, we put that over our airwaves. What you're seeing there that is a cost is a vignette out of the podcast of whatever podcast we're doing that particular month. That's repackaging that into a 60-second unit that airs on the radio station in our regular inventory. So it's not news, it's advertising, it's marketing. You're marketing the good stories of the county. So, but that's different than breaking news, road closures, disaster information, all of that. Of course, we do all of that for free. But if you're buying an ad in the State Journal to promote an auction, you're paying for the State Journal to do that. So they're very different objectives, I guess.
Is that gonna be on the Froggy's app? Is that where that's gonna be, or is it gonna be on air, especially the podcast? That's on their app, is that not correct?
Both.
Everything that airs on the radio station also airs on our app, whether it's Froggy or Passport Radio or The Goat, which is our new station that we're launching in January.
Do you keep track of how many people hits on the app?
Yep. We
How
know
many
when
is
they
that? How
listen,
many
what
is that in a
time
month?
they listen,
How
how many
many-
hours they listen.
Yeah,
We
how
can
ma-
show
how
all
many
those
is
to
that in a
you.
week?
It's not weekly, it's a monthly report.
Okay, how
We'll
many
be
is it
glad
a
to
month?
supply it to you. It comes out at the end of each month. I can print it and send it to you.
So there were also some things about writing news articles from 300 to 400 or 250 to 300. Aren't most of those 500 or more words?
Kristen, that would be the content writer.
Yes,
know?
so those would be the articles that we would be submitting to various news outlets, those press releases that we would be
But they would only
preparing.
be up to 300 words, and aren't normally they won't even look at them unless they're about 500 words?
Well, we can do 500 words, but we base that on what we normally see is the published amount, between 300 and 500 words. We'll cover what needs to be covered in the subject.
Then I have one more question for the judge or any else, maybe the finance committee. Has anybody else submitted a proposal?
No. Squire Wisman.
I guess, Kristen, can you explain to me kind of how we got here and how you got to the point of this scope? I'm assuming the judge contacted you all and you kind of had some back and forth about what would maybe make sense. Could you explain sort of how you got to this being what you're proposing for us to look at in terms of outlets and amount of time and broadcasts and otherwise?
Yes. So, yes, the judge contacted me. I mean, Mike and I have worked on community initiatives for many years together. And so when he contacted me, he said, we want to be able to tell our story better, particularly on the heels of the industrial park situation. You know, there were so many things that we could have gotten out ahead of in telling that story and explaining to people what was going on. And otherwise, it became a very reactionary sort of thing, and there was a lot of misinformation going on. And so we didn't feel as the county was in control of the story. The story kind of took over. But if we built a strategy to get ahead of those things, we could minimize that kind of backlash and, you know, spending all that time and energy just trying to explain what the county's trying to do to move the county forward. So it's all just about framing the story, getting out ahead of it, and that's what Mike contacted us about. So I said, well, we're not a public relations firm, but we can put together a strong strategy and a marketing plan to tell your story in a proactive manner throughout the year, day in and day out. So that's how it came about.
Squire Harrod.
I just have a comment. Some of us went to the KCO conference this past week, and this was a huge topic. The better that you can get your story out and information out before someone who is against or not for what you're doing can make their narrative, it's the way of the future. It's the way everybody's going to. And I think it's a great idea to inform the public before they hear it third hand, fourth hand, fifth hand. Just a comment, it was a big topic at the convention, so I just wanted to bring that up.
Thank you, Squire Dacus.
So I was at the Finance Committee meeting, and I happen to know this young lady, and I trust these people, and I think that we have had no PR, really, to speak of. I mean, we have, stuff in the paper, they cover these sessions, but really, we have no good way of getting that information out, and everybody watches podcasts anymore. That's just what we do. I listen to them while I'm cleaning, I think it's a fabulous idea, and I'm just going to be the cheerleader for it, to be honest. I think it's great. I know that people have some concerns, and I think we're all adults, and we can come together and figure those concerns out. But I really, really like this idea a lot.
Can I interject something?
Yeah, I'm sorry, please, go ahead.
I worked at Ford Motor Company in management, Kentucky truck plant for 9 years, and it's called proactive maintenance. They preached it, and that was in the 90s, showing my age, but it was a weekly meeting we had, proactive. Nothing got out to the press until they knew what they were going to say. So that's what you all need to do. Get it inside the building, know what you want to say before, nothing against the State Journal, but before they get it out. Really, put your information out before it becomes news.
Yeah. Squire Westman.
Judge, there's something there I want to sort of combat or say here. We're a governmental unit, and everything we do is open to the public, or should be. Mm-hmm. It should not be a surprise when something is developed and suddenly is laid out before the public to digest. They should know it's coming. They should know the conversations are happening in committees or even in this room or whatever else. So to say let's sort of hold everything back and spur our narrative, put it out, sort of spin doctoring, absolutely not.
No.
And I'm not saying anything. And I'm
never.
just making editorial here about
That's
this.
Not at all what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being proactive and getting the word out there before it becomes negative. Tell your positive stories before someone tells a negative. That's all I'm saying. Be proactive.
Well, and we just have a ton of agencies in this town that don't have the money to do this, that can't tell their story, and I just feel really strongly that we should be doing that, and this is a great way to do it. It just is. I don't feel like we're doing any of this to hide anything. That's not the point. I think it's just to get the story out, and I think a lot of people, I don't know about you guys, but I get calls all the time asking me about different things, and it can be there, it can be out there, we can be putting all that information forward for people to see, and especially the exciting things that we do, and we do so much of that. So I don't see it that way. I think it's a really awesome idea.
I just want to ask a few things. We've got a contract before us that's $30,000 or up to $30,000 for marketing effectively in a period that is right at a campaign time, I'll just say. 2.5 years ago, I put a job description on your desk, Judge, and I've brought it before the court a couple times about hiring a communications director for ourselves. Mm-hmm. Particularly, I brought it up again in light of the flooding recently and the troubles and the problems we had just about creating the messaging and getting it out most effectively so that everybody knew one message rather than the 10 that were coming from piecemeal different Facebooks or whatever else. I still think that is the direction that we need to go. A part-time communications specialist, director, whatever we want to call it for the county. I wrote that job description pretty lengthy out of comparables around the state who are doing that kind of thing, and I think we could still do that for a nominal fee, especially when it's looking at, potential $30,000 investment for an 8 to 12 month period here. I don't really have the definition, but beyond all of that, if this is the will of the court and they want to go down this road, I'm a little skeptical, again, at campaign time, but it would seem to be, we have to put this out to an RFP or an RFQ at a
Professional
minimum.
services.
It is, but still, there's lots of
And
folks in this
I
community
did talk
that
to
could.
as many people as I could, Kentucky State and other people, about potentially hiring an intern or somebody part-time, but I got nowhere for 30. And I think this is based on a full year, so I think if the court were to approve this, we'd probably be around 20 to finish the year out. You keep saying it has to do with campaigns. This has nothing to do with campaigns.
We can't do anything political, nothing.
But it's still settling the narrative at
I
this
don't have
time,
to have anything to do
right
with
around
it if you're
campaign
taking a
time.
jab at me. I don't care.
No,
This
I'm
is
just
about
saying,
getting
it's
the
just-
news out of the community, plain and simple. We're just getting to it, and that's probably my fault because we've been busy, and so we're just kind of here now. So that's why we're here.
I'd like to say I agree with you on the full-time position thing, but to get into it, to see how it's gonna work, see how it's gonna work for the county, I think this is the prime opportunity rather than hiring somebody, paying insurance, paying, everything that comes along with it. And I think if we use this and it goes the way I think it would go, then it would open the door up for a job opening later on in the county.
Yeah.
That's just
And I
my
would
view.
also point out that a very small percentage of this is actually for the consulting PR services. Most of it is for content creation and ad placement. So if it's $20,000 for the 8 months we have left in the year, but you wouldn't be able to hire somebody for $20,000 and get $20,000 in media.
And then just
So
to,
it's not just one expense.
and then just to clarify, because I like the way you all said this is a building block. This is where we're going to start. We have to start somewhere. But we own all the material, right? Like the podcast,
Yes.
the things like that. That's all in our possession, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to clarify. Oh, Squire Sebastian.
Thank you, Judge. I believe this is on the work session agenda for a reason, so that we can all have some conversation about this. It is not part of our voting session, and I, for one, have more questions to ask. I attempted to ask them, but I know it was spotty, the reception that I had while I was not physically in Frankfurt. So I have some more questions to ask, and I think that's why it was brought up tonight as part of our work session, so we could all kind of get our arms around some of the parameters of this, and then ask some more of those detailed questions. And maybe that conversation, rather than having it here, now that we have this material, we can come back to you and ask those questions. So I for one, would like to take that opportunity.
Do you want to ask them now since we're all together?
I need just a tad more time to be able to review this.
Okay.
I had a number of questions just getting it verbally, but now that I'm seeing things and I'm putting a few numbers together here, I want to ask some more questions.
Okay.
So I'm not comfortable advancing it off the work session agenda tonight. So if that's the effort here,
Well-
I won't be for that because I have more questions.
I agree. I don't understand completely because we do need to put our story out. We talked about
Yes.
doing some videos and actually had some done, I think. I don't know what Ed was working on that, I believe. But anyway, this is not a contract anyway, I don't think, is it, Max? This is, in order to enter into this agreement, there has to be a contract developed somewhere.
This is just a proposal, I think it's down as a proposal.
Just a proposal, it's not a contract. So
Again, I
that
put
would
on
be,
the work session.
that would
because
have a
there's
lot
gonna be
more
questions.
Yep.
detailed things in it than this does. This just talks about, and I do have some mental problems with some of it.
Do you want me to go through it? I can go through the whole proposal if you'd
Well,
like.
yeah, I've seen enough.
I just didn't want to take all the
I
court's
do
time.
think I agree with Sherry that I need more time to.
Would you all like me to explain it, so maybe it makes,
well,
clarify it more? Or
I'd rather-
Kristen?
Finish asking questions first.
Go
Squire
ahead.
Blackburn, let's get the questions done.
I think when we talked about this a long while back, I think we can all agree that the community needs to know as much as possible, the what, the when, the why, the where, the how. And if we get that out in front of everything, it answers a lot of questions that we get. Not everybody watches these meetings on Cable 10 or watches them on Facebook. It gives us a lot more avenues for people to receive this information. It gives them a lot more opportunity time-wise. They can go on the app and watch anytime they want. I think probably the biggest thing for the court is we got to figure out the what. And a lot of that's going to be self-evident as we go through things. You know, we have solid waste things happening all the time. We have road department things happening. We have the sheriff's department. We have the fire department. We have planning and zoning. We have all these different things that are going on, the stuff the jail's doing, that people have questions about or don't even know about. And it's not that we want to toot our own horn, but I think we want to answer questions that people have and give them a better understanding of how this local government's operating. And I think it'll make them better informed in a way that when they ask questions, they're more meaningful. And it helps us to better explain, or it challenges us to do something better. Mike, when we were at the conference, I saw the list and I was like, oh, okay, great, we're going to sit here through this. But they really had some poignant things they touched on that mattered and matters to everybody. And that's something I think we need to do better. Because if you ask me, are we saying we're doing what we're saying, we're not hiding anything, but not everybody hears it, and not everybody has that opportunity, and not everybody makes the time and digs into it. And like others have said, they get it secondhand, third hand with a twist, and it's like it holds us accountable. If we say this is what we're doing, this is how we're doing it, this is why we're doing it, and this is what's going to happen because of it, and it doesn't, it holds us directly accountable. And it gives the opportunity for people to ask questions. So I think I'm all for it. I do think we've got a lot of things we got to figure out, and like you said, we'll have a committee of the whole or whatever and discuss those more. I think we all should probably come up with some things we think it should or shouldn't do, and be prepared to come into that meeting with those things, because I think those meetings create questions as well. And all the different magistrates say things, and it makes me think more. So I think, I'm not prepared tonight either to say, let's go, but I want to let's go and figure out the minutia, how it all works. So that's all I wanted to say.
Okay. Oh, sorry, Squire Westman.
I just want to, Judge, I appreciate, we need to do better at communicating. I've said that all along, but I also want to remind everybody that, the Frankfurt Plant Board only reaches about 2/3 of our county, and their cable services are even less. The Frankfurt newspaper only reaches about a 4,000 circulation on their best day of the week. I don't know, it's not part of the scope here, what Seven Mountains Media's scope is, but, as a magistrate who represents the downtown core and the farthest edge of this county, where people have absolutely, remember, we still have 2,000 people in this county who have no home internet access. I want to make sure that whatever we do, messaging reaches the furthest segment, and particularly those who don't get consistent messaging in other ways. And that is where I've been wanting us to go all along, and why I wanted someone in-house, because unfortunately social media is one of the better ways to reach those areas, especially those underserved with internet capabilities and things, because cell phones are just about the only way to get to them sometimes. Radio, I don't know. I'd like demographics. I'd like a lot more information before we ever go down a route like this to say, are we actually reaching the majority of the county to be able to inform them? In my mind, if we're just redundantly reaching, the urban core of our county, then it's useless. It's wasted money. We need to be able to inform the entirety of this county somehow better, and that's probably a multifaceted approach with lots of media components. But I don't know from the proposal I have if that meets the need whatsoever. So I appreciate taking a step forward in that role. I'm still going to be very adamant that I think we need someone in-house crafting messages, working with all of us directly to put out those messages consistently through reliable formats, so that when I have something in my district, or Squire Herod has something out far reaches of the northern part of his county, that we can get those messages out consistently, and we have a place where everybody looks, because 17 Facebook groups for every department of the city and the county and the state is not the way that it needs to go. It needs to be compartmentalized messaging and where everybody knows to go look, that's reliable and there and consistent. So I'm happy and willing to work on some things going forward, but, this is the first I saw of this, and I don't know that this really meets the need in my mind just yet, but I would like to have some more information.
Go ahead.
If I may respond to that, just quickly,
Yes.
on the social media management part of the proposal, we offer training of best practices for any county employee that wants to participate, so that we are training everybody, regardless of what department or agency, or whether they're an elected official or they're an employee of the county, teaching best practices so that their message on social media is seen more. So if some get traction, some don't. Well, there's reasoning behind that, and there's algorithms behind that, and there's best practices of content that's behind that. And so we want to teach you to fish. We don't want to fish for you forever. We really want you guys empowered to be able to get that messaging out, regardless of who is sending it out in the county, but doing it with one voice and with best practices. So I just wanted to add that.
Thank you, Squire.
I just want to say, as far as your social media goes, I found out at the conference, if you put it on there and it comes back to not be true, or that, if it's true, they'll come after you. They can come straight and try to sue your money out of your pocket. If it's a governmental based post, then it doesn't come straight to you. So I'm just wanting to get away from the liability of, there's always someone looking for the negative side of everything. And I would like to stay away from that. I like to have a controlled process that knows what you can do, what you can't do, what to say, what not to say, to stay out of that hot water. That's just my thinking on it. And like I said, I sat and listened to the seminar for over 2 hours. And everything that was stated in it states you should be going in a different direction rather than putting yourself out.
I want to agree with JW. I think that we need to have another meet, maybe as an opportunity comes up to discuss this as in a matter of hold and take more time and go time to make sure we got all the information that we need to make a sound decision and to come up with a plan. Right now, we've talked about everybody could do a podcast. Well, how are we going to decide whose turn it is? All those things needs to be worked out. And I don't have any problem with going forward, but I'm not ready to go forward now, but I'd be willing to approach it.
Do you think it'd be okay for the couple magistrates who want some more information on it, as far as, would you all be willing to have a meeting?
Yeah.
Individually
Definitely.
with a couple court members to
Definitely.
get anything answered? And
I've got coverage maps with me if you want those.
Yes, and if you send us some questions ahead of time about particular data or demographics you want to see, we're more than happy to provide that.
Well, some of it might not be, some of my questions might be more related to internally here than it is with you all.
Sure, I understand. I'm just saying that we'll meet whenever you want to meet. We don't want to start until you guys are ready to start, for sure. And we certainly want to provide any of the information that would make you feel more confident about the reach and the scope of the project.
Squire Dykes.
I think that we, and I understand why, I do, I get it, it's election time. So I understand, I think people are focusing on maybe who's going to use this for themselves, and that is not what this is about at all. Not
Right,
at
she
all.
said they don't do the.
You're not allowed to do that. You pay for political. I'm sorry, we do not post anything political on our stations unless you pay for
I
it.
thought I heard that correctly.
Yes, you are
Well,
correct. We do not. You pay for it.
And that's correct, but I also don't think that any one of us wants to be on there constantly. I don't think we want to be the constant voice. I think we're all going to have something to bring at different, at various times. But it's about all of us. It's about the court as a whole and what we're doing and what our nonprofits are doing, what our other agencies are doing, not about us as individuals.
Okay. Well, listen, I appreciate you all taking the time tonight. I think this has been a great
Yes.
conversation.
I'll leave coverage maps for you all to look at too.
That'd be great. And then, do you have your contact info on that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and so we can, we'll help set some meetings up between the magistrates that want to sit down with you all and we'll go from there.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We're not gonna be here at Thanksgiving.
All right, Kristen, thank you for being on there.
Judge, that really would need to be a called meeting if it's any of us. Now it's something of consideration. That'd be a roving meeting. We have to do that as a public meeting to
So can
talk with them.
Can they not meet at this point?
No, it's already been a proposal, it'd be a roving meeting.
Okay, all righty, we'll figure it out. Thank you.
I don't think it would one-on-one.
Alrighty,
No, it's been,
alrighty, I believe, Mason, you with us tonight? Yeah. So, Park, come on up. So this is Mason, he's our superintendent for the park project. Wes was unable to be with us tonight, so Mason, I appreciate you being there. Just before we get going in change orders, you want to kind of bring everybody up to speed for maybe who hasn't been out to Lakeview to kind of tell everybody where we're at with the project?
Yeah, so far we've got the upper four fields, all dugouts are poured, knee walls are poured around the backstop walls. Tension posts are all up for the backstop netting. We've started our footers on the lower three fields. It's going pretty good. We got good news today. We got our engineered sealed plans for the Romtech buildings.
Nah, you didn't call me?
No, I didn't call you. So they are in the building inspector's hands. He said he'd have a quick turnaround for us. We still have a 14 to 16 week lead time on those buildings.
Yeah.
So, but that's the big news. That's the one we've been waiting on. So, moving in the right direction.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the change orders tonight. Most of these, I think we've talked about. Do you want to kind of go over them if you don't mind?
The Musco, we'll start with the PR number 1, Musco lighting. I know that's been brought to you all before. I was not here for that. It went from $18,673. Musco agreed that they had made a mistake and were able to meet us in the middle. $8,787.69 is what the new change order is now. That is for the conduit, the new panels. That's what we are looking for now. PR number 4, I don't think it's been talked about much. Sanitary sewer. What's happened here is there's an existing manhole that was there that we were going to reuse. The GIS, the scan, the satellite imaging showed we have a manhole. It was confirmed in drawings there's a manhole there. With further investigation, the sewer department came out and ran a scope camera up. The old manhole has no concrete bottom in it. It has no rubber gasketing for the pipes coming into it. It's not up to code. It's not usable. We're planning on putting 2 buildings there into this. We need to replace that manhole. With that, we're tying a new 4-inch line to it. We were going to try to use the existing 4-inch line that was there. We're putting new manhole 1 here, 350 foot of pipe we were going to try to reuse. By replacing this manhole, we're not able to use the same grades. It's not nothing's really working out right. The existing line needed to be lowered about 2.5 foot to make it all work. So we're needing it 350 foot of 4-inch pipe and a new manhole. And that's what PR number 4 is. PR number 5 is the good one, fence grounding. This is actually a credit of $58,190. What we were doing with our grounding, we had it originally set up at 50-foot intervals around the fence, around the fencing. We are going to be able to push that out to 200 foot. By doing this, we're going to save $58,190. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Yes, sir.
Squire Blackburn.
No.
So the change of the grounding from 50 to 200 feet, that's been approved by inspectors?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Markham Engineering approved. Yes, sir.
Okay, so what questions do we have for Mason tonight on these change orders? And there was another situation, I'll just bring it up, and I think we had talked about a while back about that outlet pipe in the back there. But I will want to say, after Codell talking to all the engineers and architects that they've decided to pay for that
Yes,
out of their own money. So they've been really good to work for. It's not like they're coming to us saying just, we need X, Y, and Z. We're trying our best to work with them. I mean, we know there's gonna be little hiccups here and there. The sanitation sewer thing was just, I don't think anybody saw that one coming. There's not much we can do. We gotta have them. So like he said, we're putting 2 buildings into them with a whole lot of bathrooms.
Yep.
So, any questions for Squire Sebastian?
Thank you, Judge. So what is the balance out of all this? I guess my note with the money in the end, because we were 8 to the,
you're gonna be to the good. When it's all said and done, you're going to be, the court be to the good, $25,496.
okay, I think that's
Yeah.
the critical point here for
Yeah.
all of us to understand, that we are not, that the change orders don't bring something to us, that there's more capital outlay than what we're coming back, and we're going to have the product we need. I
Yeah.
think that's the
No,
critical point.
Absolutely. And I will say, we've been very, when they contacted us about the credit, I take it very serious, like it's our money, because it is, so it's not
Every
free
time.
money by any means. And so that's why we spent the last couple months negotiating, trying to figure out, so we're being as fiscally responsible as we can. But Squire Sebastian's point, yes, we still are in the plus, and hopefully this is all we have for, the job. Wouldn't that be nice?
That'd be real nice. That'd be very nice.
Yeah, find some more money somewhere. Yeah.
And that's just for the edification of folks who may be listening. who
Absolutely.
Don't have the benefit of seeing all of these change orders. Typically, when people hear change orders, they
Yes.
think that, here we go, the price of the project
Yep.
overall is going up.
Right.
And in our instance, we're getting exactly what we need based on conditions we weren't aware of, and it's costing us.
Yeah.
It's not.
still have credit.
It's not.
Correct.
Yeah.
We're in a position to have a credit
Yep.
for that. So I just want to think we all want to be really clear to make that point.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Squire
Judge.
Wisman, thank you.
Judge, the obvious question is the change in the fence grounding to give us that credit because of these overages? Is there a necessity to have those grounding at 50 feet? Does that give us a better product in the end?
No, sir, your product's still exactly what it is. And I wasn't a part of it early on. This credit was actually brought up early on. It wasn't presented just because of this change order. It was talked about early on, but it wasn't seen until right at the last minute. And nobody was comfortable with pulling it right at the last second, so they left it in with a asterisk beside it, thinking that there will be a credit here moving forward.
Wait till we have an overage, then present it, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and it was, that's a good question, but it was one of those questions that was lightly talked about, because I remember talking to the design team, and they said, we don't really remember having to wire like this, but that's how it's in there, and we have to bid this project like that. So I think it just has taken a while to get with the state to see if it would be approved or not, so.
I think
yeah,
it's just,
that's
I think it was
basically-
just it was late in the game and
Yeah,
didn't have the answers they needed at that time
and everybody
to go
had
with
to
it.
bid it, yep. Any other questions for Mason on the change orders while he's with us tonight? And I want to thank you again, because I heard you're off this week.
I am.
So Mason came in tonight to cover, so I'm just here to tell you, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Have a good evening, Mason.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Alrighty, next is the judge's report, I believe, right? Yeah. Judge's report. So, on 11/6, there was a ribbon cutting at the new West Banco facility. A lot of people are asking why they built a new bank next to the old bank. And honestly, it had a lot to do with, that was an old building. West Banco wanted a smaller building, and the developer had an opportunities to basically do a long-term lease on that corner lot with Jaggers, which they're getting ready to start, which is a big, high-end, I think Texas Roadhouse kind of sub shop. So I've heard nothing but good things about Jaggers that will be coming on that corner. But we appreciate West Banco for the investment in Franklin County. On the 12th was the regional summit. I believe our Deputy Jack Kennedy went. They talked a lot about economic development. One of the interesting things they talked about in that event was how big the film industry is in Kentucky for the settings and the tax incentives. There's something like a 35% tax rebate for filming in your communities. So he said it was very educational, so appreciate Jack going to that. Squire Harrod mentioned earlier the CAECO conference. A lot of us were there. They put me on just a social media panel, so that went well. There's a lot of good information at that conference. I thought it was one of the better conferences, so I appreciate everybody that puts those on, and I appreciate you all going to learn. On the 13th through the 15th is Candlelight Tradition, the big candlelight. That was, the governor was there with the mayor. They turned the lights on at the tree. We came down on Thursday night and it was absolutely packed. I mean, it was tons of people. It's a great event. It's a great time of the year to be in Frankfort. So just appreciate everybody that puts those activities on. On Saturday the 3rd, there was the third annual Turkey Extravaganza. We've talked a little bit about. Ronnie Robinson there is doing big things. And I didn't realize till I talked to him that his grandmother and then mother kind of started this tradition within their own community and were buying turkeys for families that couldn't afford them. So I guess that's where Ronnie got the idea. So he's kind of like a third generation, but he's taking it to the next level. He did tell me that they gave out 160 turkeys that day to families, and they prioritized the flood victims first, that they got to go first. And I think they still had some turkeys left over. So a lot of people stepped up to the plate and helped with that event. So just want to say thank you very much. We have some SAP program work updates. So we've had some people out repairing the skate park. I got a call from a constituent saying it needed some repairs out there, and our maintenance personnel and our SAP ladies went out there and worked on that and got it secured. Next thing they did was they painted the Benson Valley boat ramp fence. So we appreciate them doing that and saving us money ultimately. You know, we had it when we had the fence put in, we had as part of the contract, but they wanted to wait a year to come back because they had the season. Well, then they said, well, we just too busy and we'll be next year. And Greg didn't want to wait. So they went ahead and did it themselves. So we're appreciative of that. And it looks very nice. And then they've been helping decorate the courthouse. They put up a 25-foot tree. I know they've helped around here. And just yesterday, we had some ladies here spackling hallways, and they started painting because we're trying to update the inside of this building a little bit. So I want to thank the jailer for her continued support of putting people out in the community and helping all of us. So it's very nice, and it helps us directly.
And learning a skill.
Absolutely, and learning a skill, yes. So yeah, there's some big things going on up there at the correctional facility. So, alrighty, upcoming events, 11th, 21 through 12/5 is Phila Ford. There it is there. Gary Yeoman's Ford. They're building a new facility out there on Democratic Drive also. I called today actually curious what they're going to do with the old building. I'd heard they're going to open like a Lincoln Mercury dealer there, but a gentleman I talked to was not sure, but appreciate them stepping up. But they're going to collect toys for the new Boys and Girls Club, and I think that's big. You know, the Boys and Girls Club is open. I know they're going to have a ribbon cutting come up. I think I got a text today, so I'll share that with you all as soon as I look at that. But appreciate them supporting our Boys and Girls Club. And then on the 27th, Thanksgiving morning, is the Walk of Awareness. I know a lot of us do this every year. It's 8 a.m. It's going to start at the VFW Post 4075, and it's to bring awareness and help the Access Soup Kitchen, and all money generated will help with that. So we appreciate everybody in the community supporting that function. And then on the December 5th through the 7th, that whole weekend is Cram the Cruiser at both Kroger's East, Kroger West, and I think they're doing Walmart too. I think one day's city, one day's county, and one day state police. And I know a lot of you all have already signed up, so I just want to personally say thank you. But basically, for anybody watching, if you are a church, youth group, Sunday class, civic club, you just want to take a shift at the door. I think they're about 2 hours apiece. They'd be thrilled to have you. You can be a greeter. Just come out and just help. You know, and they also need people helping once they start bringing the food back to the food pantry to organize it. So we just appreciate the community showing up for that. And I personally want to thank the court for you all stepping up too, because I think most of you all have signed up for a tour. So that
Judge,
is, Yes.
I think the ribbon cutting is December 5th at 4:30.
Okay, for the Boys and Girls Club? Perfect, yeah. And I know Jenny's with us here, and I know, thank you, Jenny, was sending that out. Squire Wisman?
Judge, do you want to mention I just thought of the firefighters toy drive as well. I think they're
Oh.
taking applications
Yeah,
through.
Chief, why don't you get up and tell us a little bit
Yeah.
about the firefighters?
I was gonna mention that in
Yeah.
the business.
Yeah, good.
It's much better to.
Absolutely, and yeah, thank you very much.
Yes,
Chief, what do you got going on, buddy? I know y'all do it every year.
Yeah, it's been going on for 30-plus years. I don't know the exact number of years at this point, but every year we take applications for our toy drive. We're taking those right now. I think the deadline is this Friday.
This week, I thought.
That's headed up by Dawn. She does a great job with it. She's been running it for years and had a lot of support. And I know the first week there was a lot of applications as well, so
And where could people bring new toys to drop off?
they can drop them off at any county fire station if they
Okay.
want to donate to the program.
Yeah,
I'll
new-
get with Andrew and see.
New unwrapped.
New unwrapped.
Yeah, new unwrapped toys. So,
Squire Tanner, you can't bring any of those used ones this year.
I was sure counting on it.
Chief, it's fcfdtoydrive.org if you want to sign up.
yeah, yes,
Through the- through the end of the week.
fcfdtoydrive.org.
Perfect,
It's all online application.
great. Thank you very much. I
Thank you.
appreciate that.
All of my used toys are now antiques.
Alrighty, we're gonna keep moving. Alrighty, so, any questions, concerns, comments on authorization for approval of minutes from the regular meeting of November 5, 2025? Alrighty, seeing none, I believe our clerk is here. Jeff, welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, guys. How's everybody doing?
Well, thank you.
Good. With this budget, it looks like a continuation budget. It is not. I actually sat down with Amy and showed her a 4-year running line comparison, and a comparison that also took the third quarter of this year versus the third quarter of last year, and showed her where our negative numbers were. Believe it or not, we are running in negative splits on a lot of things right now. We are not seeing the purchase and the transfer of new vehicles, which affects us drastically. We still have excess fees based in this budget. Once again, it is strictly a budget, and you're going to get a fairly significant amount of excess fees this year. But what you have to remember is this year I didn't have an election to run, finance, and put through. Next year, we have a full election cycle. The election cycle is rated in there, and you can see it on your budget at $250,000. So that comes directly off the top, and that is really close to real cost. We have gotten, and we put our fee in there, and then we went and had and put the annual order for maximum for the deputies. That is on that maximum, it's a 3% increase, the same as the rest of the county is taken. Our audit just finished for the 2024 cycle. We have no facts of finding, but as you know, when you deal with auditors, they have to send it up the pole to the final approval. I look for that to not get done at least through the holidays. It'll probably be the first of the year, but I'm very proud to say that there were no facts of finding that have been reported again in our audit for the 11th year. Be glad to go over any of the line items. I present you a budget a little bit different than I have. I did it last year and then I'm doing it this year again. This shows what we collect, and then it shows exactly where the money goes, where it gets distributed to. So this budget is showing you a good snapshot of where all the county, all the $18.5 million that we collect goes to. Couple things, I did go in front of your finance committee, and I don't know if this is the appropriate time to talk about it or not.
Sure.
We want to do a land record preservation, but we are not allowed to work on your buildings. The building is owned by the Fiscal Court, and to do this land record that I've been talking with you all about for some time, we have the money for the shelving, the desks, the computers, the upgraded infrastructure, but we do not have, we have to have money to redo the floors down there. We have to have money to re-support the floors down there. We are going to move all the books down on the first floor. It will open all of our area that we're taking in the third floor. Everything will be down on the first floor. and it will actually become a research room. January 1 of 2026, I am working with the KDLA. I'm also working with my vendors. I'm going to cease printing any book I don't need to print. We do not print mortgages and have not printed them for 11 years. They are all in the system. We will not print deeds starting on January the 1st of 2026. The money that we will be saving in doing this is allowing us to move forward. And when I first came to office, there were researchers, and Max can tell you this, there were researchers that came in the deed room every single day, 20, 30, 40 at a time. Now we very rarely ever see a researcher. People are doing all their research based online through the eClick system. So what we want to do is increase where researchers will be coming in. The carpet that has been there for 20 plus years at this point, it lived through a flood, and where it didn't get water on it, it did get the moving of thousands of pounds of books on it. Regardless what happens, our carpet has to be replaced this year. So I'm asking out of the excess fees that I will be returning to you, I will return the first portion January, the second meeting you have in January, and then I will give the rest of it. I always hold back a 10% retainer until we get through March, so I make sure there's no bills that then I would have to turn around and burden you guys with. Yes, sir.
Do you have to go back with carpet? Could you like the LVL, life-proof?
We're going with LVL.
Okay.
We want something that's rubber,
That
that's
was
going
my
to
question.
withstand.
Yeah, got it.
I just wanted to make mention of that because there are a number of hazards with that. As our population gets older, people don't pick their feet up. They kind of slide those, and flooring with carpet on it there's a reason not to have it in public buildings. And I think they have taken that into account as part of this. Thank you.
Squire Wisman.
Do we have a general scope, Jeff, of what
I've-
costs we're kind of looking at here? I mean,
When I talked to the
hadn't heard
finance
yet.
committee, and this is, didn't know how far I wanted to dig into that, they're gonna have to cut up the back half of the floor and do the support. And we have to have an engineering study on how much that weight's gonna be. We have made first communications. We are trying, in my ask, I'm asking for $100,000 to be held back because it's gonna be support of that back whole portion of the deed room. But it's also gonna be new flooring to take care of what Squire Sebastian was talking about throughout the entire deed room section, which has not been done all the way into the elevator, and make it where it's handicap accessible all the way back to the back elevator.
Maybe we should just switch buildings, concrete floor over here, yeah. Accessible, move everything here.
Squire Sebastian.
Thank you, Judge. One of the things that we also talked about in regard to that was, I've just lost that thought. Come back to
All right,
me
come
just a
back to you.
second. Yeah.
Are
I
you
just lost it.
done presenting?
I am, and I'm here to answer any
Yeah.
questions you
I'm
got.
gonna ask if you don't mind Amy, because I know you spent some time with Amy. Amy, do you see anything that, because you're kind of our eyes and ears, with everything that has to do with money around here, so just want to kind of,
Jeff came over, I had already reviewed the documents, but he came over with Tara and we went through everything, and it looks good to me. I have
Okay.
no problems with it. I think it's a great budget.
okay, thank you very much, I appreciate that. Squire Sebastian,
Thank
go
you.
ahead.
I apologize.
No, you're fine.
The comment, we talked about some of the expense of what was going to happen to make that space more viable for the needs of the current public. And in that conversation, we talked about the excess fees that come back. Previous courts, we've utilized that funds that were generated through that office to put back into the office. So we talked about the possibility of using some of the excess fees, so we're not dipping into other funds to fund that. So I just want to make sure the court has awareness that was part of the conversation.
Thank you,
And it
Squire
puts it
Sebastian.
right
That's
back.
exactly what I'm asking. I'm asking you
Yep.
to earmark $100,000 worth of the over 700 we'll be giving you back in January.
Just a simple and
So-
very straightforward.
Go ahead, Squire
Thank
Tanner.
Well, it's a project that big, $100,000 or more, I guess you're gonna offer this out for bid for the contract, some contractor to do that?
Absolutely.
That's not gonna be an in-house job.
No, it will actually have to be RFP through you guys.
Yeah.
I can't RFP on
No,
your
it's our
building.
building, we have to, that's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, and I think
But I
you
don't-
can do probably the design work, the engineering to figure out what we need to do, and then we'll put an RFP out that has to do with whatever they find.
In conversation with Squire Sebastian about, and you, about using excess fees, it really wouldn't, it's just that, it didn't matter where you turn the money in and we turn it back or not, it's still our building. So it doesn't really matter, it's just one of those things, still a dollar's a dollar.
I want to be cognizant of your money though and where it's going to, and I want to do my best to be, I try to turn over as much excess fees as I can every single year. I don't want to make it another line item that we have to wait all the way until July of next year to even get a new proposed budget. And it's not my building, so I can't put it in a proposed budget for my office from this year because it's not my building, so.
Squire Sebastian.
And just to continue on with that, we also talked about that we have an existing agreement with an architect and engineering firm, so they can come in as part of that scope of work that they already have with us to make sure and assess the building and make sure we know what we need when we go out for the RFP. So it's all just very linear process for safety and better accessibility to records. Thank you.
Squire Wiseman.
Jeff, I'm just wondering if you've seen, or if there's been maybe sort of some state data about trends with, new car sales slumping, the used car market is kind of flatlined too. Is there some kind of warnings that are happening about shortfalls that we should be anticipating, or?
I don't know how to answer that,
Okay.
Squire Wiseman. I'm
maybe
not
there's
gonna
a
get
trend
out
that
over
they're
my
worried
skis on that one. I can only tell you what I can see by the workload we have coming in and the amount of revenue we're bringing in. And right now, it is a reduced amount.
Jeff, thank you. Before you leave, I want to let the court know, last week I received an email from a lady who said that when she, and I always think the worst when we get these emails, because a lot of negative people out there, and I'm reading this, like, here we go again. But how excited and thrilled she was that two girls, I believe that's right, over at Jeff's front line, just worked with her, helped her, and just made her day. And so she took the time to send that email, so I want to thank you and your team, because that means a lot. Yep, so thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yep. All right, the next agenda item, I believe we've talked about, that was the Lakeview Park change orders. And then next, Andrew, is Gene still with us?
Yes, sir, I'm still here.
Oh, you're still here. Okay, so, Gene, thank you for being, I'm not sure what you're doing, but be careful there, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So as you all know, Gene has been a critical part of our opioid task force. He works very closely with all of us and Charlie Kendall to help figure out what our needs are in Frankfurt and Franklin County to combat this opioid crisis. So currently, Gene has a contract with us through Bluegrass Ad up to $30,000. He doesn't come to every meeting. He comes when we ask him to come. But what Gene's wanting to do is take his work here in Franklin County and do it for the region, but he can't do it alone. So Gene is putting in for $1 million grant to basically try to hire a staff that can help him build what he's doing. And I believe what he wants to do is hire a specialist, and I'm going to say in 4 categories, and I can't tell you, Squire Dykes could probably tell you, the recovery and treatment and a couple others. So what he is asking for tonight is for us to support him going for the grant, and it's just a $5,000 commitment if he gets the grant, and if he gets the grant, then our $20,000 contract goes away. So, Gene, did I explain that pretty good?
Yes, Judge, you nailed it. The only point that I would clarify is that yes, we would expire our current agreement, but you all would still receive the same types of service and support that we're already rendering to your local efforts. That cost would get absorbed into the larger regional project.
Okay, perfect, thank you. I have a question from Squire Dykes, I'm gonna go ahead and let's go.
I just wanted to make sure that folks, because a lot of people don't work with Gene very often, but he does a fantastic job, and he's really doing a good job of helping us understand how to become a recovery-ready community, which is important, and also to just fill in gaps in our services, and he's doing a great job, so.
Thank you for that comment. Squire Sebastian.
Thank you, Judge. So if the grant is awarded, would we need to create a separate resolution, I guess, to void the existing grant? Because the existing agreement, because there's always a clause to get out of it in 30 days. So my assumption is we would have to take some formal action here at the court to get out of it. Is that correct?
Contingent, if they.
If they get it.
Yes.
We wouldn't take that step whatsoever
Yeah.
unless that is the case.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then I'm looking on page 2 of the agreement under item 4, where it talks about termination, item A. I just want to make sure I'm not reading this. The section under A where it says, the county for all amounts BG Ad remains obligated to pay third parties and for which BG Ad has not yet received reimbursement of payment on a draw request. Surely, we're not obligating the county to pay for services not yet provided. I just want to make sure I didn't misread that
Yep.
section.
Leaning on Max there.
I'm
since
leaning
he's our
on the
attorney.
county attorney.
Yeah, I am too.
As far as where are you specifically asking about? For all amounts, BG Ad remains obligated to third parties, so if they've entered into a.
Yes, the agreement with a third party. Because the way, I'm just trying to not misread it. The way I'm reading it, if they've entered into an agreement with a third party where they've promised X amount to the third party over the life of this agreement and we back out, we still have an obligation to pay them for a service we may not have gotten. Can we do that? Do you understand my question?
I read that as a service that's already been provided.
I want
That
to
hasn't
make,
been billed.
here's the thing, I want to be really clear. I want to make sure I understand it clearly.
That's the way I read it.
Which is why I'm asking.
Something that has already been,
So it's a provided service, okay?
Incurred but unbilled.
yes.
Yes, there's that in there, but after that, there's an "and" clause that says, "and for all amounts, BG remains obligated to pay third parties," so that has nothing to do about incurred and unbilled. This is a whole separate thing that stands alone, which is why I'm asking specifically about that, not the other, because I understood the other. I just want to make sure it's clear to all of us. And may make sure I don't have another question. So, but what you're saying is no, right?
I take that to mean services that have already been provided.
All right, all the way through. Okay, all right, thank you.
And if you want the language tailored and changed,
I just want to make sure we are not paying, because when you enter into agreements, you have agreements with third parties. And they're talking about the life of services over the entire contract. We can only, as I understand it, pay for a service that's provided, not for anything not provided. I just want to be sure that's clear. That's the only reason I'm bringing it up. Because the "and" separates those two things there.
It does.
So I just want to make sure we're real clear on that.
All good.
You're saying yep? Okay.
All right, any other questions while Gene's on with us? So basically, we're just agreeing here to show support if he gets the grant. If he doesn't, this goes away. Squire Whisman.
Judge, it was just one question I have. Timing of payment, it has a 10 days upon receipt. I mean, it's really tight for us to do any kind of payment or remittance.
Hey, Gene, can we switch that?
30 days would be
to 30
preferable.
days.
Yes, I can adjust that. Is it 10 days on receipt of I can switch it either.
10 days of receipt.
Yeah, 'cause we only meet like every 2.5 weeks, and we have to approve all the bills. So yeah.
Yeah, I can, I'll get that changed this evening and send over a revised version.
Okay, we'll go ahead and change it on our end, and when we vote on it, we'll do it as amended.
And that's section 1AI,
1AI.
the last sentence.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else for Gene while we're on this subject? Gene, again,
Thank you all.
I appreciate all you're doing for Franklin County. I appreciate you working with us, and we wish you well on getting this grant.
Well, and if I may, Judge, I sincerely appreciate your all support and all the work that you're doing, and it's very exciting to me professionally to have the opportunity to highlight the model that your community is building to other folks in our shared region.
We appreciate that, and yeah, I think we have a good thing going, and there's a lot of community involvement that's really starting to make a difference, and everybody's starting to paddle in the same direction, and that's a lot because of you. So, alrighty, we appreciate it. We'll vote on this tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Alrighty, next I believe Aaron is with us with ER Assist. Good evening, Aaron. How are you doing?
Good. How are you all doing?
Doing well, thank you. So what do you have before us tonight?
So this is an amended version of the memorandum of understanding that was presented to the court on October 15th with the administrative office of the courts regarding the courthouse reconstruction after the flood event. We just had to kind of make a few changes.
A few?
Well, our amended version had been sent to the administrative office of the courts. They sent it back with a couple more changes. We made a few more changes. And so this is what we are with now. And hopefully this is the final and last version. But you may see me here again on the 3rd. I don't know.
So I just want to say I appreciate you working on this. Max, I appreciate your help on this. This has been a lot, I guess you could say. Back and forth with administrative and court. Had some other people involved because there were some misunderstandings about insurance and what was needed and what was not needed. So long story short, this is the final draft. I hope everybody's good with it. And I will say, they still owe us quite a bit of money, and they've been waiting on this to go through before they release the money. So I'm not saying that to say you have to vote on it tonight, but it is a great document. We've worked long and hard on it, or they have for the most part. So do we have any questions for Aaron or Max on this document? Squire with me.
Aaron, could you just clarify a few things for me? I think I understand the way it reads, but I wanted to verify. So there's, in the whereases of this agreement, there's $1.9 million the county incurred with an additional invoice of $668,000. And then it says that the insurance proceeds were capped at $1 million and they were paid already to ServPro. Is that 1.9 that ServPro completed? Is it 2.9 because $1 million's already been paid off through insurance proceeds and 1.9 was billed to the court, or is that?
Yes.
Okay. It just doesn't say specifically, so I wanted to verify.
Yeah.
So we are to the positive then, is my inference, in the maximum amount. The reimbursement shall not exceed $2,960,000. So we're in the clear. I was wondering, it doesn't specifically say that we were not in a gap situation,
Okay.
So I wanted to
I
verify
understand.
that from you. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions for Aaron on this document? Yeah. Aaron, thank you.
Okay. Thank you all.
Appreciate your hard work on this.
Thanks.
Alrighty, next agenda item, I believe, what are you doing up there? Are you next? Oh, tax rate, yeah, sorry. I saw Larry here too. I didn't know who was getting up to talk about it, so we're not gonna let Larry off the hook, he's here.
Just here to support.
No. Okay, wow, Amy jumped up quick, wow.
So this is a resolution to update the insurance capital tax rate. And before I say anything else, I want to make sure you understand, this is different than insurance premium tax, because I've had a couple of you ask about that. So this is the insurance capital tax. So we set that rate of 0.15 per $100 valuation on August 27th. And we have had a request from Investors Heritage to reduce that to 0.07838 per 100. Investors Heritage is our only company that this applies to within Franklin County. And we do have Larry Johnson here with Investors Heritage if you have any questions.
Larry, is there anything you want to say before we open up for questions?
Again, appreciate the court's consideration of the request. It really is driven by a significant fluctuation in capital required to support our growth in the business. So we'll have capital injections. The way that calculation works, there's ups and downs and a lot of volatility in that. Our goal is to put the money to work here in the county and to try to set a rate that works for the court in a way that will achieve an increase each year in the tax. So I think this 7.8 does that.
Okay.
I'm happy to address questions.
Any questions for Larry? And I will say I appreciate, Rob came and I think Garth and Larry to one of our meetings and had a conversation. So, yeah, we want to try to work with them. So we appreciate all they do for our community. Any questions on this agenda item? Squire Wisman.
Judge, I guess maybe Amy, more for you, if you kind of could explain what I understand there's an either or here. Effectively, we could have a situation where we could have an occupational tax on the employees at some point, or there's this option for the insurance agency. Could you explain that?
I think we actually have both. We pay occupational tax in Kentucky or in Franklin County as well, as I recall, anyway. So.
The increase that we agreed upon was a 97% increase, and this is down to a 4%, which is sort of following the trend for the last many years that has been somewhat I understand, a bit of an agreed increase in the past amongst the court, right? So this is more in line, Amy, with keeping, and what's the difference between what we'd agreed to already and this proposal instead in
Right,
revenues?
so, and the reason, I did put a trend in your packet that shows past years, and the reason you see that difference is last year, the certified assessment was 47.5 million. This year, it's 94.6, so if we took that same rate that we did last year, that's where we're seeing that jump, and they're asking us to do a 4%. So the difference there, wasn't it around 67,000?
Yes, roughly.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
All righty, thank you. Larry, thank you for coming in.
Thank you very much.
All righty, next I believe Belinda is with us. How are you doing this evening?
Doing
well, thank you. Thanks for being with us.
But I guess that's a PVA question.
This is a memorandum of understanding with Fresh Start Frankfurt authorizing $25,000 in opioid funds. Fresh Start Frankfurt submitted the attached project description and budget, which was reviewed and approved by Lauren Cart Keiko. She's the opioid settlement advisor there. It's using the same format that's been approved by the county attorney and that we used for all of the other agencies. We awarded their funds.
This is one that's kind of come back and around, right? This is,
Yeah,
okay.
we gave them 10 and they yeah.
We
Yeah.
gave them 10 and then I messed up, is
Okay.
what actually.
I wasn't trying to call you
actually-
out, Squire, but yeah, I was sitting there thinking, I was like,
okay.
yes,
I can
this keeps
own
coming
it.
up. So,
We
this is
gave
the
them-
final document
yeah.
to release the funds.
Yes, it is.
Basically. All right, any questions on this agenda item? I know we've talked about this before. All righty, Belinda, thank you. All righty. Next, Andrew, you coming in and talk about this one? The plant board for dark fiber and internet access. Here he comes.
Yeah, well, I was going to join virtually, but Amy asked that I grace you with
Yeah.
my physical presence.
I'm glad you could make it in and didn't stuck in traffic or anything.
Yeah, well, this is an agreement, it's a renewal of our dark fiber and internet with the plant board. It's a 3-year renewal. Litigation is in Franklin County. It's basically the same as our last renewal. There's 2 changes. One is we're getting 25 meg more of bandwidth for the same price. And there was that billing error that is mentioned in the abstract that is coming into play now. But otherwise, it's all the same price, 3 years, pretty standard. Be glad to answer any questions.
Any questions for Andrew on this item? All righty, Andrew, thank you.
Perfect, thank you.
Good luck getting back to your office.
All right.
All righty, Amy.
Andrew didn't even bring notes. He just
I
did
saw
all
that.
of
I was like, man, he's been preparing for this.
Very
Yeah, I thought the same
impressive.
thing.
So I am bringing before you authorization to open 2 new CDs. We had a 9-month CD of 1.5, or we have a 9-month CD of 1.5 maturing on November 28th. It has earned to date about 41,000 with another 5,000 expected. And then just looking at our balance, I believe we have another 1.5 that we can invest. So I would like to open a 6-month for $2 million and a 9-month for $1 million.
Can you say again real loud how much interest was made in 9 months?
Yeah, this is my favorite thing.
I know. I'm literally sitting up here getting giddy. Like, I don't care. Every time you come and talk about this, I get excited. I'm like, this is amazing.
It's exciting.
So we need that PR phone to put this on tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Go ahead, Amy. Go ahead. For Squire Herod's sake, how much money did we make?
So far, we've made 41,000. We'll earn another 5,000. So about 47, close to 47,000 on just 1.5.
Squire Dacus.
I just want to clarify something, make sure that I have this right, because I looked it up and I think I have it right. But the opioid funds that we put in a CD.
Yes.
We did put it in a CD, right?
Yes.
All the interest in that has to be spent in the same way the opioid funds are spent.
Exactly. Yes.
Just want to make sure everybody's clear on that.
Exactly.
Yep.
Thank you.
That's good. Squire Blackburn.
Madam Treasurer, would you have a running total on what
I
we
do.
spent in investments?
Yes, I do.
I know she would. I know she would.
Everyone's going to ask the same question.
Can I call the place in the ballpark? We'll go get the job?
Exactly.
So I wish you would wait until.
Do you want to wait?
Till another one matures, but today, 985,000. So we're really close to
Almost
the
$1 million.
million.
So when that next one matures, what's it gonna go to? 1 million and what?
You better be ready for any type
'Cause I
of
know-
great finance.
I
They're
know
gonna
you
ask
know.
us.
I try to be
She wants to say
prepared.
that she's got something good coming up, so.
Sometimes you don't tell everything.
Yep. All right, Amy, thank you. I think it sounds like everybody's good to go on this one. All righty, next, treasurer's report.
Okay, so I have the treasurer's report for the 4 months ending October 31st. The summary receipts are 11.2 million, expenditures 18.3 million. Adding in the fund balance of June 30th of 29.6 brings us to a balance of 22.5 million. And as I've said the past several months, remember, our receipts will come in, property taxes are being collected now, the sheriff will bring us a check in December. So we'll see that receipts line start to catch up with our expenditures. I do want to point out, we had some discussion last court about the opioid settlement fund. The balance of that fund is $592,000. We have already obligated $132,000, bringing that balance to $460,000. I put $400,000 of that into a CD that matures in February. So really, the working cash right now is $60,000 in that account. So I just wanted to make you aware of that, because I think some of the numbers we had last court were incorrect.
Squire Blackburn.
So, I know a lot of people say when you invest money, it keeps you from being able to access the money that you've got invested. So worst case scenario, we do take that money out of that investment. We only lose the interest that we would have gotten.
Sure,
on that
sure.
investment. So it's
If
still
necessity,
accessible.
yes.
Right.
I would prefer we not do that, so that we
No,
can
but
use that.
it's not locked. We can get to it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Any other questions for Amy on the treasurer's report? Squire Blackburn.
I just want
I
you
mean,
to
Squire
submit
Wisdom.
Franklin County and Amy for the next KCO conference as a success story for, we've had lots of things that come up before us, but nothing sort of to the level of our county that I've witnessed in those trainings of late, so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Squire. All righty. Next is payment of claims. Does anybody have any questions or comments for Kim on payment of claims? Squire Sebastian.
Thank you, Judge. If we could go to page 5, or page 1, I apologize, of the road fund bills, and the account is 02-6105-431. where it's a bill for Central Seal Company, and it says it's road striping of Old Lawrenceburg Road. That's a state road. Why is the county paying to stripe a state road? Who can help me with that?
I'm hoping the road guys and I.
I say, are they here?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Justin,
my-
do you know the answer to that?
No, I don't. It came to me after the fact. I think it could be referring to Lawrenceburg Road instead of Old Lawrenceburg.
They could be, but I think what we need to do is hang on to this and clarify whether it is
Our bill or not?
420, which is a state road, or Lawrenceburg Road that runs in front of Stewart Home School.
Yeah.
So it's,
One that runs in front of Stewart Home School in the county.
that is correct. Glad you're,
It was gifted when.
it was.
Which number is it?
That is correct.
I don't even see it on
Okay.
I saw
Me
it,
too.
but I can't.
I know it for a whole bunch of reasons, but I just want to be sure that the bill is for the proper road.
Yeah.
Give me that number again, please, that you're,
It is on page 1 of the road fund bill, and it's
Road
under
fund, over at the
account
bottom.
I got it.
02-6105-431.
Kim, do you have that with you?
And it
I
says
do.
it's striping of Old Lawrenceburg Road, and that's typically 420.
Let's give clerk a minute. I mean, it could be a type there. Or,
It-
yeah, so if she's pulled,
That's
I think
all.
she has it with
That's
her.
the
No,
only
no, it's
reason I'm
a great
asking.
catch. It's a great catch. No, I'm with you on that one. While clerk's looking for that, is there anything else that anybody wants to talk about?
Just a second, Judge, yes.
oh, yes, Central Seal. Oh, okay.
Let me see it.
Well, it ain't, they just have to refill it somebody else.
Here's the thing, so,
US 127
so what that would be Lawrenceburg Road,
Right.
which is in front of Stewart Home School.
Stewart Home School. Because it
If
was,
that's how it is
it was the old one.
entitled, because that is the old 127.
Gotcha.
But to put it on here is Old Lawrenceburg Road, that's
Yeah.
not correct.
It's old.
I'll fix the description.
So.
No, it's a
so
great catch.
good.
It's ours.
It says up to Evergreen 420.
Yeah,
We can pay it
yeah. So Kim, can you change that
I
on
will.
your end?
just on the
Yeah.
bills for,
Yeah.
to preserve the
No, it's a
record
great catch.
correct.
So you never know.
It's listed wrong? What do
It
y'all-
is
Now,
listed incorrectly on
They called
this.
it old, road, meaning just the old road, not Old Lawrenceburg Road.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so she'll clarify that in the bills.
Got it.
That's a good catch, though. It could have been someone else's bill. It's a
Yep.
lot of money. All right, any other questions, concerns, comments for Kim before we go into closed?
Judge,
Oh, I'm sorry, Squire Wisman.
there's a bill in the sheriff's fund for Johnson Controls for fire extinguishers. I asked Kim already, if they are, who is our primary contractor for fire extinguishers countywide? I've seen some, I just sort of make it a point to check things here and there, and I've seen
Yeah.
some expired ones throughout the county that I'd like us to maybe get one contract for the whole county to take care of, and it was brought up recently that there was a contractor that used to do sort of the city, the county, the state, everybody that retired years ago.
Yeah, he sold out, then he bought it
Yeah.
back, and then he sold it
Right.
again, so, yeah.
So I don't know who's doing what, and
We can,
it sounded like Kim was saying that there's an attempt to try to get everybody to one, so
Yeah.
just wanted to bring that up.
Kim, can you
also.
make a note, and let's talk to Greg Fry about that as far as see if
I
we
will.
can't get one company to cover the whole county instead of it being broken down to
Maybe
individuals.
bid it out.
We'll get a better deal doing it that way anyways.
Yep.
All right, any other questions? Alrighty, authorization to go into closed session per KRS 61.8101CF, discussions or proposed or pending litigation against or on behalf of public agency, discussions or hearings which might lead to the appointment, discipline, and dismissal of an individual employee.
So, second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. We're going into closed court. Thank you.
Thank you.
return into open session.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. We're in open session, court. Thank you. Authorization to award a bid for a used excavator. Any questions on that? I know the road department has been eager to get an excavator. Alrighty. Next, we have authorization to hire 2 light equipment operators / drivers. Any thoughts on that or anything we need to discuss? Alrighty, seeing none, we're gonna move on to the promotion for the heavy equipment operator. I'm extremely excited when we have promotions down there. That means our team is learning and growing, so that's a great thing. Any on that? Alright, they're gonna go into other business. Anybody have any other business tonight? Squire Sebastian.
Thank you, Judge. I have a couple of pieces. Attended a ROSM board meeting, and I wanted to share with the court in the month of October, which is the last month we have data, full month of data for. 94 individuals were assisted through $13,000. Of that breakdown, $10,000 was requested for rent assistance.
Wow.
So there are people out there needing housing, and the community is putting back into them. So I want to share
Great.
that.
Thank you.
And the remainder of that block of funding was used for utilities. I also want to remind the court that Sunday, November 23rd, just be there sometime at the Access, sometime between 11:30 and 12. They want us to prepare either turkey or ham, stuffing, and all the fixings, so I'm going to be there a little after 11. to
Okay,
Start
perfect.
getting ready.
Look forward to it. I enjoy doing that.
Are we
every
talking
year.
about cooking full turkeys, or what are we doing
The
here?
only message that I got from them was it will either be turkey or ham. He didn't give me a detail if it was full bone on,
Yeah, because I mean,
Don't-
we gotta have cook time. so.
because the deal is, and how big they are. And if it's an 8-pound turkey, we can get it done in the amount of time.
Yeah,
If it's a
but how many
22-pound
How many
turkey,
8-pound turkeys we gotta cook to feed 30
that's
people?
one, a bunch,
No, I'm with you.
which is the good thing because we got enough stoves. But
Okay.
just the point, I don't have a lot of detail.
Last year, they had the meat cooked, I believe. It's already done.
Didn't we make barbecue?
It was ham, wasn't it?
It was cooked, whatever it was.
Yeah, it was-
Heated up, we made all the sides.
So, for
Yes,
some reason, I
it's-
think it was,
I don't remember.
we had to make barbecue.
Do you have
sauce.
anything else, Squire?
Judge, those were the 2 things I
Okay,
had. Thank you.
perfect. Thank you very much. Squire Wisman.
Judge, you all, I've said it and you've heard about this before, but I've been trying to work to find a way forward to have water service for everybody in this county, right? We still have several roads in the northern parts of our district that are not served at all. Had a nice impromptu meeting. I've been trying to get a hold of them for a little while with some of the Henry County elected officials who have expressed agreement to work with us. And effectively, what I just want to mention tonight that I hope to bring forward to our next meeting is a bit of an agreement for us to look at with Henry County and Shelby Water to go to the legislature and ask for some assistance to finally serve everybody in this county. What we've been looking at so far is about a $2.5 million project, probably closer to $3 million at this point to do everybody in my district, and I think one in Mr. Harris' district. And to my knowledge, that would take care of everybody that wants water service in our county at this point. So I just want to put it.
Who would carry that ask? I'm assuming them because it's majority of their people?
It's about half and half with us.
Okay.
So I don't know just yet, but I just wanted to mention that so
Yeah.
it's in everybody's ear, so there won't be a surprise coming next meeting. So I hope to work with everybody to get some kind of agreement together and get that on the radar of the legislature before we go forward. There's no other, Belinda and I have attended some meetings with Division of Water and DLG and otherwise, and there's really no other avenues for us to do this other than paying for it cash outright. There's low interest loans that we can take out, or cash to pay it, so I've tried to exhaust everything I can find. The legislative programs that we put together for the rest of Kentucky to have water infrastructure don't apply to us, we're too good.
Yeah.
So I want to find a way before the end of the year to try to find something to get these people water that are needing it, so just want.
Okay, thank you. Any other business before we go into voting session?
I just want to thank you because I was able to take Scotty's place on the Thornhill Board of Directors, and I'm really excited about it, so thank you very
Good,
much.
quite well. Alrighty. Let's go. This is our November 19th, 2025 voting session. Clerk, please call roll.
Squire Sebastian.
Here.
Squire Blackburn.
Present.
Squire Dykus.
Here.
Squire Harrod.
Here.
Squire Tanner.
Here.
Squire Witzman.
Present.
Judge Miller.
Present. Thank you, Clerk. Authorization for approval on minutes from the regular meeting of November 5th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve county clerk's lump sum fee official budget for the calendar year 2026.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
I
Aye.
had a question about that, but
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve the county clerk's annual order setting a maximum amount for deputies and assistants for calendar year 2026.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve change order number 1 to Codell Construction on Blue Sky Electric bid for Lakeview Park Project Phase 1.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes.
Judge, how much vote no?
I'm sorry?
No, nay.
No? Okay. Next, authorization to approve change order number 2 to Codell Construction on Infinity Design and Construction bid for Lakeview Park Project Phase 1.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay.
Nay.
Did you get that clear?
Yes.
Motion passes. Authorization to approve change order number 3 to Codell Construction on Blue Sky Electric bid for Lakeview Park Project Phase 1.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve an agreement with Bluegrass Area Development District regarding the Bluegrass Recovery Initiative as
So moved.
amended.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve the amended agreement of the memorandum of understanding between Franklin County Fiscal Court Administrative Office of the Courts, AOC, to outline roles, responsibilities, and fiscal obligations related to the remediation and restoration of the Franklin County Courthouse following flood damage incurred in April of 2025.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve a resolution relating to the 2025 Franklin County tax rates for insurance capital to be used for general government services.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve a memorandum of understanding between Franklin County Fiscal Court and Fresh Start Frankfurt regarding opioid abatement funds.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve an agreement with Frankfurt Plant Board for dark fiber and internet access.
So moved.
Second.
Did you get that, clerk?
Dykus or Harrod?
Tykus.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve the treasurer to open the following certificate of deposit of $2 million for 6 months on behalf of the fiscal court to improve investment earnings.
So moved.
I knew y'all were gonna get a
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to authorize the treasurer to open the following certificate of deposit of $1 million for 9 months on behalf of the fiscal court to improve investment earnings.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to receive the treasurer's report.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Payment of claims. Is there a motion to deny any payment of claim? No motion was made. Let the record reflect claims are to be paid. Authorization to award a bid to Frankfurt Plant Board, sole bidder for a used excavator.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to hire Eddie Barber as light equipment operator / driver.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to hire Jimmy Smith as light equipment operator / driver.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve a promotion of Alan Hazelwood to heavy equipment operator 1.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to adjourn.
So moved.
All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, we are adjourned. Thank you, Court.